But so tell me about the the new album and how you continue to stay heavy and not mellow out with age. You're getting heavier.
Well, you know what? There's a passion that a newfound passion that's in all of us, and really, I got to speak for myself because I'm doing the interview. In myself, I love I love music, man, more than ever. And when I can go and write a song and record and be a part of any project, it's really exciting for me. And it certainly as exciting as it was when I was 18 years old, but maybe even more so now. And I think because of that, that translates over to the music, and it's recharging me, as a writer, as a producer, as an artist. And I think that people can hear that in the new music. This band, to me, when I put on a new Stryper album, it sounds like we're young. It still sounds like we're a young band, and it sounds like we love what we do, and we do. So it's really cool, man, to be able to still make music and work with labels like Frontiers. It's incredible, or Flatiron for the acoustic album. It really is incredible that people still want to work with us. They're interested, that the fans want to buy it. They're interested, and that we're still out here moving and touring and making new music 40 years later. It's pretty astonishing, and we're very blessed. We're a very blessed band. We have three of the original members, three out of four, and then we have a legendary member of Firehouse, one of the founding members of Firehouse. So we're in a better position than most bands are. A lot of times you go and see classic bands, sometimes there's not even one original member, or there is one out of four or five. And that may not be their fault, but it's still, it's obviously not the same band that you once loved. With Stryper, it's pretty darn close.
Yeah, it is. Kudos to you for doing that. It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. It really is. And we're very blessed. I feel like we take that for granted sometimes. We shouldn't, but I think it's a natural thing that happens in life as you get older. That burnout starts to set in. You got to be really careful of that. You want to recharge and not fall into that trap of burnout.
Yeah. How do you do that?
You just, you keep smiling, don't go to that negative place. One person starts complaining, then everyone starts complaining.
Yeah.
Then sure, you're like, you feel you're hating life and you want to get home, and I hate it out here, and that can happen really fast.
Yeah.
You go to a place, and that's human nature. We all do that, and especially as you get older, it's much easier to do that and to go to that place. I think the key is not going to that place. Keep smiling, stay positive, no matter how tough it gets or how burnout you are, or tired you are. Stay positive. You're alive. You're doing what you love to do, and you're blessing people. You're encouraging people. You're inspiring people. Take that to heart. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. That's awesome. So the new album, When We Were Kings, it sounds great. Sounds like you're having fun. The song itself, it's funny too. It can be taken two ways. Do you feel like you're hitting on all cylinders right now, and this is your best time, or are you looking back at the days in the '80s when you had gold and platinum records? What's your take on the big picture of the title track?
Well, first of all, I mean, we had two options for the title. It could have been When We Were Kings, or if you go back and look at old photos, it could have been When We Were Queens.
Good point.
Maybe we should have gone with that for a title. I don't know. Yeah. This is 2024. It could have worked.
Controversy sells.
But what that's referring to, a lot about the glory days. We were in our prime and doing this, doing that. We still feel like we're in our prime, but those were special times, and it's really cool to sit around and talk about those. So that's what the album is.
I lost audio all of a sudden. You hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So bizarre. All I'm doing is holding my phone. I'm not doing anything.
I remember being at a Mile in Favor concert back in the 80s, and I was squatting right over some of the cables, some of the snake cables, and there was all this static, and everybody in the concert was looking at me like, what's going on? What's he doing? I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting there, but maybe my body heat was pulling some amps or something. I have no idea.
I think you were purposely sabotaging that show.
Could be, very well.
Oh man. Um, you know, we still love what we do, and I really hope it shows. We have great turnouts. We're breaking records out here. I think we just did $42 a head in merchandise in Midland.
Wow.
I don't think we've ever done that before. I mean, that's insane. We have a sold out show tomorrow night in Arlington. People are coming out. We're not getting, I just posted something about how we get snubbed by the press, by mainstream, and by the higher level outlets, if you will. And, other bands are out there touring and you hear about them. There's footage of them every night on the internet and talk about every show and this and that. You don't hear about the Stryper tour. And I did my research. I looked online and just local outlets and whatnot. But, it's kind of heartbreaking because it's a great tour.
Yeah.
And it basically it's just word of mouth. And through our socials, people know about it. And thank God we have such a great fan base because they're turning out. And it's a phenomenal show. We got great production out, some great imagery to see with the lighting and the video walls, and two great sets. So I hope people can make their way out and see the band.
Nice, me too. Speaking of the show, the 40-year thing, there's like a Star Trek symbol in the O. Is that intentional? Is there a story behind that? Spill the beans.
No, we just thought it'd be really cool to make the V, the guitar, flying V guitar, part of that logo. So we kind of somehow were able to fit it into the O of the 40, and it's kind of cool. It looks cool, and it does kind of look Star Trek-ish, but it was meant to be that. But it is cool.
Gotcha. How is everything going gear-wise? It seems like you guys all got some cool stuff going on and it's sounding good.
Yeah, we're working with some new companies. I'm working with a company called Sully Guitars, John Sullivan. Robert's with Yamaha. Perry is with Roscoe Basses and Aguilar Amps, killer gear. I think Oz is still with Helix, and I forget the type of guitar that he's using. But man, we're blessed because we have so many companies that support us and take care of our needs and give us what we need to be able to tour with. When we did the acoustic tour, we had company Godin Guitars out of Canada. They supplied us with guitars, and it's just so cool, man, that 40 years later we still have all the support from all areas. So we're a blessed band, man. We got the best gear money can buy. We've got the best crew money can buy, and we're out here doing it. And we only have 2 more shows on this leg, and then we're going to go out and do, I think, 23 or 24 more shows in October and November.
That sounds great. How do you guys keep it up?
Man, we try to just make the best of the situation. So in other words, when we're out touring, we have 4 in a row, for example. That's a blur. You don't have time to pee sometimes. And when we have a day off like today, it's a sunny day out there in Arlington/Dallas. We're right across the street from an amusement park. We're all talking about going to the amusement park tonight. So that's what keeps our spirits lifted and refreshes and recharges, is doing fun stuff together. Grabbing a meal, going out to a movie, to an amusement park, taking a walk, riding bikes, whatever it is. Doing stuff together that's fun on our days off is really what it's all about.
Nice. Speaking of amusement parks, I think it was the spring, early summer of 1986. I saw you guys at Six Flags Over Texas. There in Arlington, and I think I remember Oz announcing that there was 12,000 people. There was a giant parking lot, just
Great.
full of people.
Yeah. Insane. Insane. Texas has always been there for us. I'm not sure why. There's no real explanation, but they've always supported us like no other and been there. And they turn out in mass quantities, and it just blows our minds. Maybe that's due to the fact that this was our first tour officially. We came here in a van, pulling a trailer, and it's where we did our first tour ever.
Yep.
And maybe that's where we kind of built the foundation here. But it's like a home away from home for us, anywhere in Texas.
That's great. Now we hit like the 1:30 mark. You got another interview scheduled? I know we got a late start on this.
I do, but I got a few more minutes, man. We can get in another question or two.
Okay. Okay. What are your favorite songs on the new album and why?
Man, I tend to like the songs that some people might refer to as B-sides or deep tracks. I love, there's a song on the album called Unforgivable. I love that one.
Yeah.
It's not a single. Some people might not know much about that song in particular, but I really like it. I love the feel of it. I love Love Symphony. That might not have gotten as much attention as End of Days, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or Kings, but I love that track. I tend to like the songs that are a little more different, that have a different quality to them, and aren't like the norm. And those aren't always the songs that resonate with everybody else. But I love those kinds of songs. Like
Yeah.
on one of our albums, a song called "You Don't Even Know Me." That was my favorite track on the album. Wasn't a single. Nobody knew about it. I gravitate to those kinds of songs.
What is your secret to success as far as a spiritual life goes? You've held some faith together over the years, that's worthy of looking up to. We're elders now. Both of us are in our 60s. We can't believe that. It's crazy. But some people might look up to us and say, how did you guys do it? How do you keep carrying on? What's your secret to still being in love with Jesus?
Well, I think first and foremost is to obviously keep a relationship. Put Christ first in everything that you do, and make that a priority. Your relationship with Jesus, but also equally as important in my eyes, don't be phony. Don't be fake. Don't put on the Christian smile. If in other words, what I mean by that is don't pretend to be something you're not. I have bad days. I'm a passionate person. I like to speak my mind. Sometimes people take that as I need to get right with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
When the reality of it is, I'm just being real. I can give you a facade and give you a fake Michael Sweet all day long, but I can't stand that stuff. Just be real, good or bad. And sometimes that doesn't always mean you're going to be an example of Christ. But that's why we all need Christ. We're not perfect. He is. And by his stripes we are healed, as that scripture says. So I think it's important. Nothing bothers me more these days. It's really weird than hypocrisy.
Mm.
Oh, I'll witness it. Like, someone will say something about someone, and then that someone will come in the room and everyone's all smiles and perfect. Instead of talking to that person and saying, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people need to be more honest and real and work through the differences. And even if it's hurtful, that's okay. I would rather have that all day long than hypocrisy. So,
Yeah. Me too. One of the greatest compliments I've received in the last couple of decades is a couple friend of mine that worked with me, that said that with you it's what you see is what you get, and I love that because it just takes so much energy to be fake and phony,
I know.
and it kind of makes you sick inside, makes you throw up in your mouth a little bit.
It does. It really does. When you see someone who's so perfect, and then behind the scenes you see all this other stuff, but in the press, they're viewed as this amazing, loving person, and you realize, well, they're not perfect, and they've got lots of flaws. It just, you can't do that and call yourself a Christian. You just can't. You have to be real, and God knows everything. He knows our hearts. He knows our desires. He knows what's going through our minds. And you can't hide anything from God, but boy, we sure can from our fellow friends and family, and we hide it all. I think it's important for us to stop hiding stuff, start talking about it. You just be real. Be real.
Good deal. I wanted to ask about Oz, but I wanted to pause for a second in case we want to cut it out. How's he doing?
It's great. He's the same old Oz
Fantastic.
I've seen for 40 years. He's doing great. I mean, he's able to tour. He's out here with us. We were putting together the tour with the thought and the possibility of him not coming, because everything's in motion. And there was no way to really stop that, being the 40-year anniversary, and that could still happen. We don't know where he may have to go home, for whatever reason at any given time, and we'll continue touring if we have dates booked and whatnot. We just can't shut it down. We have 20 some odd people working for the organization, and then there's the label. We have a new album out, so you just can't put the brakes on a machine like that. But he's out here with us right now, and everything's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
It's funny when you think of a band, you think of like 4 dudes in a room. You don't think of a crew of 20 people making it all happen. But the bigger you get, the more it takes.
It's crazy. We have a crew out here right now. I think we have 11 people out with us total, 12 people, including our driver. But then we have all the people back home. Dave Rose and his staff, Shelly, Shelly Richardson, Perry's wife, who does much for us. And we have the team, the publicity teams. We have label. We have so many people. Our merchandise, port merchandise, Chip, and staff there. There's so many people that make this thing roll. And without any one of them, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. What do you want to say about, you kind of came out with an album in between albums with To Hell with the Amps. I'm going to give you some time to talk and promo that thing.
Well, I mean, that's something we wanted to do our whole lives. We finally had the chance to do it. It took long to get it finished because we wanted to have Perry be a part of it. Originally Tim was a part of it, and then we parted ways, and we brought in Perry, and we wanted Perry to be a part of it. So we recorded Perry's parts, and were able to find the time to do that. Took a while. Once
Nice.
we were able to schedule a release, work out a deal with Flatiron, and we released it. And it's a killer album. It's one of my favorite Stryper albums. I love it. I love the fact that it's not metal. It's a different interpretation of all the songs, and I love that.
Yeah.
It's an acoustic run. Perry, myself, Will, Dowdy, and Robert, of course. And it was awesome. We had the best of times, man. There was no stress. It was the most, I don't even know how to describe it. Just, we had the most blessed, best time ever. And we loved every minute of it. And then it was time to put this tour together, and then the stress level started kind of rising again.
Mm-hmm.
Without going into the details of that, there's a lot that goes into this machine called Stryper, but a lot of other stuff too that people don't know about, behind the scenes stuff that they don't need to know about or they don't want to know about.
Mm-hmm.
But it caused a lot of extra stress And you just got to kind of smile and get through it and rise above it. And we've been able to do that, and everything's been great. We had amazing turnouts, and man, we are the most blessed band because year after year, our fans turn out and they support us, and we're so grateful for that. We really are, and we're a very unusual band. You know, we have such a solid core fan base that never goes away, and that could go away. Uh, at times, you might think, oh, it should, or it could, or it would, but it doesn't. And man, what a blessing it is.
Indeed. Well, thanks from all the fans for keep carrying on, and not every band can keep killing it. It's there's no dip in Stryper's performance, man.
It's crazy. We're there's no real explanation other than we put our faith in God. We work our butts off. I think we're the hardest working band in rock. But don't let any other band hear me say that. They might have a problem with that. But we work our butts off. And you know, we work efficiently. We work smart. We have an incredible team around us and the smartest people you could ever imagine. And we're able to go out and do it and just kill it. And that's the power of God. And it is incredible to witness night after night.
Well, great, man. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you and catching up. Fantastic album. What do you want to leave us with? You got some thoughts on your mind we didn't cover, or something you want to say?
Man, just thank you for supporting us, brother, for all these years, from the very beginning to right now. And my biggest thought right now, my biggest concern is, man, you better go get that bird out of the garage.
I know. That's real, man.
Trouble.
Yeah. Could be. I want to get it back in the house before the wife comes home.
You better do that.
Yeah.
Well, man, thanks, brother. Thanks, Doug, for everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you get a chance, come see us again. We're going to be touring a lot more, and even in the next year.
Very cool. Very cool. You're killing it. Loving it. Yeah. Sounding great. Thanks for your time today, brother.
Much love, man. Can't wait to see it, okay?
Likewise.
Okay, my friend. Have a great one. Stay cool.
All right. As my friend used to say, may the same dog bite you. Take it easy.
God bless you.
Hook 'em horns, #1 in the nation right now.
Yes, sir. All right, bro.
Take it easy.
See you, man.